This video will show you how to add and subtract fractions using equivalent fractions. This model shows 1/2 plus 1/4. All of the denominators have to be the same, so you will need to find an equivalent fraction for 1/2, making common denominators. 1/2 is equivalent to 2/4. Therefore, 2/4 plus 1/4 equals 3/4. This model shows you 1/3 plus 1/4 equals n. Again, you will have to make equivalent fractions having all of your denominators the same. I can trade 1/3 for 4/12, and I can also trade 1/4 for 3/12. Those are equivalent fractions. 1/3 is equivalent to 4/12. 1/4 is equivalent to 3/12. So 4/12 plus 3/12 equals 7/12. Alright, now, how can you solve this without using a model? 1/3 plus 1/4. Well, I have to find a common denominator. The first thing I can do is make a t-chart and find my common denominators. My denominators are a 3 and a 4. If I write my multiples of 3, 6, 9, 12, my multiples of 4, 8, 12, as soon as I find something common, that is going to be my common denominator. So I come back to my fractions and I'm going to write 1/3 times 4/4 will get me 4/12. 1/4 times 3/3 will get me 3/12. Therefore giving me my answer of 7/12. Okay, let's try one more. These are the steps for adding fractions with unlike denominators. Step 1, find the least common denominator, or sometimes referred to as the LCD, by listing the multiples of both denominators in a t-chart. So my denominators are 5 and 4. I list my multiples of 5. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 4 is 20. I do the same with my 4s. 4 times 1, 4 times 2, 4 times 3, 4 times 4, 4 times 5. I see that I have something common, so I don't need to list any more multiples. So 20 will be my least common denominator. So now I'm going to take my fractions and I'm going to rename these denominators to 20. It's easier for me to put my fractions one line over the other, one number over the other. So I'm going to rewrite these than having a slanted line. It just works better for me. Alright, now I have to ask myself, how can I get these fractions to a 20? How can I get these denominators to a 20? I know that 5 times 4 is going to give me 20, and I have to make sure that I am fair and do the same to the numerator, so that would get me 8. Coming to my next fraction, I know that 4 times 5 is 20, so I do the same to my numerator. Okay, so now I have just completed step 2. I have multiplied each fraction to rename it to the least common denominator. I've made both of my denominators 20. And my final step is to add or subtract the renamed fractions. So I have 8/20 plus 5/20 will now give me 13/20.